What's up, people? Today I am reviewing Mission Impossible 3 in 4K, and I got that review coming up for you guys next. So all the Mission Impossible films just came out in 4K in anticipation of Mission Impossible Fallout. I am reviewing Mission Impossible 3 today, starting off with the movie itself. This is where the Mission Impossible series starts getting pretty damn good. And that is because of J.J. Abrams really being involved with this particular entry. And the great Philip Seymour Hoffman as the villain here. This is a movie that is a lot more exciting and has a plot that is still easier to follow while not being explained to you 90 times like Mission Impossible 2. The action here is great, and Tom Cruise is a lot more humbled in this movie, and I like Ethan Hunt again. The biggest problem here, though, is the fact that this movie feels small scale, and I feel like that is because J.J. Abrams, this is actually his very first movie that he directed, and I still see his television sensibilities here, and for that, this actually feels like a television movie that Mission Impossible would have, and not a big screen, big budget movie. And hey, you know what? Sometimes that's not all that bad, but I will just say that this movie just feels smaller scale to me. And for that, I do have to give Mission Impossible 3 a 7 out of 10. This is a big bump up. And speaking of big bump ups, I'm going to talk about the video quality here. And this was actually put through the same 4K scan that the other films would put through. And we are actually given Dolby Vision support. And here is where you can definitely see a difference with this 4K disc and these 4K transfers. This movie looks a lot better than the Blu-ray, especially in black levels and shadow detail. You can see a whole lot more in the blacks here, and you can see a whole lot more inside the blacks and a whole lot more detail in them, and there is a whole lot less crushing in the blacks as well. And then when you add that with the amount of detail here, which is bumped up, especially in the close-ups, and with the Dolby Vision, it is subtle here, but there are some really good standouts. I will say that in explosions and with the black levels as well, you'll notice an even better amount of clarity and some really cool color variations. With that being said, I do have to give this a 7 out of 10. This isn't going to blow you away, but it is a lot more of what you would expect. Now, getting into the audio of Mission Impossible 3, this was given the same Dolby True HD 5.1 mix that the others were given, and hey, what do you want me to say at this point? They all have it other than Rogue Nation. This movie sounds a lot like Mission Impossible 2, and that's not really a bad thing. That movie had a pretty good Dolby True HD mix, and this one has a pretty good one too. Surrounds are in heavy use, and the speaker separation is actually better than Mission Impossible 2. Bass response is really great, and my only complaint with this really is no Dolby Atmos. It should have been here, and the only reason they did this is because Paramount is kind of lazy when it comes to the Mission Impossible properties, to be quite honest with you. I will give this a 7 out of 10. This sounds kind of better than Mission Impossible 2, but as far as the digital copy goes, this is a ultraviolet digital copy. Like the others, you can access the 4K version on Vudu. Now, as far as the special features here goes, this is actually the first audio commentary that Tom Cruise actually does for this franchise, and it is a lot better for that because he is here with J.J. Abrams, and it is a pretty damn good audio commentary. You get a whole lot of featurettes that go into making the mission and the stunts of the movie. There are about 2 or 3 that go into the stunts of the movie. And then you go into the IMF and how the IMF has changed. You also get photo galleries, deleted scenes. There are a real decent amount of special features here, and it is a bump up from the previous 2, but unfortunately, like the previous 2, they are only on the Blu-ray. I am stuck really giving this a 6 out of 10. Now for my last looks of Mission Impossible 3, this is a real solid movie that has great action and just overall good performances. Tom Cruise is really humbled here from the last one, and this is just a really fun movie with a good ride. And hey, if you are ever wondering where Tom Cruise got the running skills that you see in all the movies with the chopping of the wind, this is the movie that he does it first, people. And when you add up all my scores for Mission Impossible 3 in 4K, you get a 27. This is the first one that is really worth it, people. This is a solid movie with a solid video track, with a solid audio mix, and with some pretty solid special features. This is just a real good, solid upgrade from the Blu-ray that fans of the film should pick up. So next, I do have to get into Ghost Protocol, and I will have that coming up for you guys real damn soon. And I thank all of you guys for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see all of you next time!